Yo, what's going on, guys? We are back for another Chainsaw Man video, and this time some predictions for the next chapter, chapter 132, and maybe some theories about what's going to happen next. So, the first thing that I really think is going to happen in the next chapter is we get a Nayuta school arc. Now, whether it's a chapter or two, which I hope it's like multiple, like 2 or 3 chapters, but whether it's just a chapter or two, just something where we get to see Nayuta in school. And maybe like Denji's off fighting devils or something in the background, but she's just at school doing her normal whatever school stuff. Now I think she'll probably be a pretty good student. Like, we haven't seen Denji in school, and I mean, we all know he's dumb as fuck. Like, the dude's sort of brainless, but like if he went to school, we know he wouldn't be able to do any of the work. Like he would be sitting in the back, like picking his nose or something. But Nayuta, she gets all of her work done. She even says, like, she has to go to school, so she sort of feels like she needs to go. She likes to learn, at least from what it looks like, with her raising her hand, me. But I do think that she has like a complex with the other students where she thinks she's above all of them, because obviously she's the control devil. She can just use her powers and control whoever she wants. But I don't think that she uses them in like school. I think that, we're going to see her just being in her school life, just doing her regular stuff, but she won't be using her powers. And I had like a conversation with somebody in my comments in like a post, I think, and they're talking about this like same sort of stuff where maybe a rival student comes and they're really smart, and then she starts having to use her powers, and she gets like really mad at them for being showing her up and stuff. I do think that that would just be hilarious, because Fujimoto will always just throw some like just insanely hilarious things at us, like even the last chapter. Like, who thought really that Fami wanted to save the earth just to like have pizza and Chinese food still exist? Like, nobody predicted that. Like, there's no possible way somebody could predict something like that unless it's like an accident or something. But like, Fami, we thought she had ulterior motives to, get at Denji or maybe like destroy the world or whatever. But no, she wants to protect it and stuff. And like Nayuta, she's like, I don't care about protecting the world because I have school. And like, it's just too funny, all the stuff that just like the subverted expectations we get every chapter. But another thing that I do think will happen in this next chapter is that we sort of get like an insight on Nayuta's actual, like, her character and what she actually thinks about, in her everyday life. Because, we've seen her do stuff a little bit. I mean, she doesn't like Asa. She wants Denji to like only be hers. But like past that, we don't really understand much about her. She's sort of childish and stuff, but is she actually like kind to her classmates, or like is she just like manipulating them like Makima would? Or like, does she respect her teachers and stuff? Or, does she just like say, fuck you guys, I don't give a fuck, I'm just gonna do my own thing? Like, we don't really know all that kind of stuff, but we're gonna see it, I really hope, next chapter. But another idea that I have for the next chapter is maybe we don't even go to the Nayuta stuff, and we just focus on like Denji and Asa and the aftermath of the falling devil and all that stuff. And maybe we get to see the fake Chainsaw Man, or the second Chainsaw Man, pull up and explain like why he was trying to save Denji. Maybe they, Asa and Denji, they're like knocked out right now, but maybe Fami's on, Nayuta's just there, like telling Asa to fuck out of here or something. And then, the fake Chainsaw Man pulls up. We could have a thing where, like, all the stuff, like, droops off his face, and it gets revealed as to be, like, the class president. Which, it might, like, I don't, like, not believe it, but I also want it to be somebody that's, like, actually, like, a new character and maybe, like, badass as fuck. Because that dude, I mean, like, sure, he impaled the falling devil, but he didn't do anything in the aquarium. Like, the aquarium was, like, free reign for this dude to, like, do something. But, he didn't. And, he acted like a fucking bitch. And we still know that he was stalking Asa and Denji a few times. Or, like, he was, like, peeking his head out around the corner, like, what the fuck? But, like, he has a connection with all of them. I already posted a video about that stuff. But it could be also a thing where, we don't see that. Fami also stays with Nayuta and Denji and Asa. And they have a conversation about this apocalypse Nostradamus prophecy stuff. And we said maybe create a team because like Denji's like, okay, we're actually gonna work with her. Nayuta, like you're stupid, or maybe I mean, Denji is stupid too. I totally believe Nayuta is the brains of the operation. If in any case, also sorry for interrupting the video, but if you're liking the Chainsaw Man content, want new videos every week and more anime manga content, just please like and subscribe. Actually, don't even like, don't even like, just subscribe. Back to the video. Like Denji, maybe he's like, okay, yeah, I'll team up with you guys because I don't want the world to be destroyed. I have this girl right next to me that could be my girlfriend, Asa. Maybe they could create an alliance. I sort of doubt it from what Nayuta already said. Maybe Fami's just gonna leave because Nayuta's like, no, like I'm not gonna do it, and Fami might respect what her sister's saying and stuff like that. But also, I have a big like question mark over my head. Is like, how do they know that they are obviously the devils, like the horsemen? It's like, can they just sense each other because they are all like sisters? Because they all like say it's sister and all that stuff. They seem somewhat related. I'm not sure what the actual like Japanese says like for like a direct translation, but they all call each other sister most of the time. We get to see them all like somewhat know that they are horsemen. Like Fami automatically knew Nayuta was Control. Like Nayuta already knew Fami was the Famine Devil. And if they see the Death Devil, they will all automatically recognize it. So that begs the question, if, people were making like theories about, the Death Devil was already shown in that apartment complex. But wouldn't War have already seen her and like noted to Asa, yo, that's death. Like you gotta leave. But like, there was nothing, it was like, oh, this is a strong devil. They didn't know it was the falling devil until they deduced it. So it's like, it's a thing where, I mean, maybe they're just, they are actually all like created from one being, like, thousands of millions of years ago, and they are actually sisters, so they have like an actual bond together. Or it's just, they're so wickedly strong and their senses are crazy that they can just, tell that they are horsemen. Maybe they weren't like genetic sisters and everything, but like, they created this group together, 4 random devils, created this group called the 4 Horsemen, and they all just call each other sister now because they're so close. I'm not really sure because like, Fujimoto hasn't revealed any of this to us like at all. We know that they fought against the Chainsaw Man a long time ago, and I'm pretty sure the Chainsaw Man either was about to defeat them and then ran away, or was about to be defeated and then ran away. I'm sort of getting it mixed up, but I know Makima said that they fought the Horsemen, or at least Makima fought the Chainsaw Man a long time ago, and he got away. So there are, I mean, I really, really hope we get a flashback to way back in the day when maybe it was like still Makima's body. And oh my god, man, that'd be awesome. Like maybe it's still Makima's body and like Fami still has her body and all that stuff back then. But maybe we get the flashback and we get to see the full fight. That'd be like on the tier of like the Heian era flashback for JJK. Like just stuff that we need to see that would just be completely raw fighting, just guts, gore everywhere. Like we know what the Chainsaw Man can do. We know what Makima did in the last fight in part 1. So like those fights would just be awesome. And all of Chainsaw Man's like followers too fighting with him, which would be super cool because we know that there's, I think, 7 or 9, I don't know, but they're all like, they're based off of angels, like Beam, Princey, the Spider Devil, Angel, the Angel Devil. They're all based off of different angels, and they were all followers of Chainsaw Man back in the day. So that's why Makima recruited them all and made them like, follow her and stuff. I mean, that was a long tangent. That's all I gotta say. I just kept talking, but another theory that I have for the next chapter is we get to see the chainsaw bike and it becomes Denji's. Okay, now this is something I've been just waiting to see since we saw the chainsaw bike, bro. This has to be made into the manga, because if this bike just like goes nowhere, bro, Fujimoto missed out on a huge chance, bro. We could have Denji just like be like Batman, bro, like riding around a fucking chainsaw bike with a chainsaw on his fucking head. Like, bro, that'd be so fucking cool. But like, I mean, knowing Fujimoto, Denji probably will keep it. He doesn't have a driver's license actually, so fuck. He might not be able to keep it actually, like under legality, because Denji's sort of a good boy, but also not really. Because he did say, I don't know how to drive this thing, bro. He even said that before. So maybe he doesn't keep it. And what I do think what like could happen and would be so fucking funny is if the dude that he stole it from, who was like, my bike, if he gets his bike back and it's this fucking souped up chainsaw bike, oh my god, bro, that'd be so fucking cool. Or it just reverts back to the regular motorcycle and it's probably all fucked up because, you know, it went through a fight with that big ass fucking centipede thing right in its fucking mouth or stomach mouth thing. So we're not really sure, but yeah, that bike, that needs to be resolved. I need to see that freaking chainsaw bike again, bro. Like that thing was so fucking cool. And out of like left field too. Oh my gosh. But another idea / prediction theory that's gonna come up for the next like future is the war devil can be made to win from Fami like statement. So I mean, I elaborated on this in my chapter review, but like the war devil can be made to win. Like that specific like terminology or the way that she said it. Like obviously I don't know the original Japanese and the intent behind it, but what it sounds like in English, and like I mean the Viz team does a pretty good job of translating the Chainsaw Man manga. Like unlike JJK, which they do a fucking terrible job of translating, it just sounds like she's saying that, like, you know, there is a way that we can make her stronger or strong enough to like defeat this oncoming apocalypse, which also could be a thing where like maybe the death devil gets revealed during this apocalypse, because, you know, it's supposed to be the end of the world or the end of the human world and the bringing of the devil world, or like, you know, stuff like that. It could be, you know, a thing where, you know, Asa or in the war devil, we need to make a gigantic, you know, super killer death spear out of something, or like a scythe, or that would actually be really cool, killing the death devil with a scythe. So it's implied that Asa and Yoru can get a lot stronger. It just has to do with their emotional attachments to something. So I mean, like, say Yuko comes back somehow. I mean, it looked like she died, but say she comes back. So maybe like we see Yuko in the final fight of something, you know, in the part where this apocalypse is coming down. We see Yuko and Yoru's in charge. Maybe Asa's knocked out or something. But she knows that Asa's emotional connection to Yuko will make a insanely powerful weapon or something like that. So, you know, maybe she kills Yuko and then makes a weapon or something. Like that would be interesting, but I think she's already dead, sadly. And oh my gosh, something that just came in my head right now. What if somehow they split bodies, Yoru and Asa? Okay, so, you know, they look exactly the same, but they're in two different bodies. Yoru, she's super, you know, attached to Asa at this point. Asa's attached to Yoru at this point, and they both have the War Devil powers. Now, what if Asa like grabbed Yoru and, like, you know, Yoru was like telling her, you have to do this, you have to do this. She makes Yoru into a weapon that is, you know, just the War Devil like weapon, and like that would be probably like really, really cool, I think. I mean, if that was somehow possible for, you know, Asa to make a weapon out of the War Devil itself, that would be crazy. We already know weapons get stronger based on the emotional attachment, and Asa gets very attached to people a lot and then loses them. So maybe she's like, you know, she's not attached to Yoru over this entire time. She's getting, you know, she doesn't like Yoru right now, obviously, but I think they're sort of warming up, and then eventually they become really good friends because they're in the same body. They get split somehow, and then Asa has to like lose her best friend essentially again. Like, you know, maybe we could like do these parallels again, but, you know, somehow it comes back, like maybe Yoru's living inside of her again, like how Pochita was living inside of Denji. Stuff like that could be like awesome parallels to part one. So that's pretty much all I had to say about this new chapter, and I think is going to happen soon. It's a lot of just interesting stuff because, you know, we can really go anywhere. It seems like based off the last panel, like maybe that's just like it was a gag panel to get the joke across, and you were just gonna cut back to, you know, present, or we're gonna flash forward to see Nayuta and stuff like that. We don't really know. I mean, it's up to interpretation, but I do think we get the Nayuta flash forward right now. You know, we maybe see the wreckage and the aftermath of this Falling Devil stuff later in a flashback. But anyway, thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it. If you liked, please subscribe. But thank you guys for watching again, and peace.